Welcome back. You're watching live from Paris on France 24. It's time now for Media Watch France with James Creedon, who's here with me in the studio.
Good evening
to you,
Laura.
James. Now, Nicolas Sarkozy, is he or isn't he going to try to be the president for another 4 years?
You know, it's anybody's guess really at the moment. I think we all know that he is going to stand for re-election, and we also, by a process of elimination, we sort of know that it's sometime in the next 2 weeks, before the end of February, because once you're into March, the campaign really is underway. And, you know, he has no rival, so it must be him. So what the Le Figaro has done, very intelligently, is they have tried to analyse the days that are left in the month of February to see when he could actually make the announcement, because certain days are more appropriate than others. Now, if we see here in this particular article, the Bercy Conference Centre, it's also a sports centre here in Paris.
Right.
Now, today there was an awful lot of speculation that the 24th of February was going to be the date that he would announce his candidacy, and that this particular complex here had been booked out because the defence minister made a big gaffe saying, oh, the 24th of February is my birthday, and I think that would be quite an appropriate day. And it turned into this massive speculation, which then was denied by the Élysée Palace.
Trying to make the date. It reminds me of times gone by.
Absolutely. Now, over at Le Figaro, the journalist Solène de Royer has done this whole process of elimination. Now, it's quite interesting because this next week, right, you've got St. Valentine's Day on the 14th of February. He's not really going to do it on the 14th of February.
Why not? Why ever not?
Well, it's a bit too sentimental, a bit too sort of syrupy. He'd probably prefer to avoid that.
Parliament
Then
like
you've got St. Claude's Day on the 15th. I suppose we need to explain that in France, the saint days are a big deal.
Every day's a saint's day,
Every
isn't it?
day is a saint's day.
Is
I'll show you
St.
online
James,
here, actually. There's a
presumably?
calendar here. St. James or Saint Jacques is on the 25th of July. So I expect all my friends to sort of send me a text message or send flowers or a gift for my saint's day.
There's no St. Laura, is there?
There probably is, actually.
Law,
you should find out. It's another excuse to get a gift.
Get presents, yes. My mum was very excited because she's born on Saint Irene.
Oh, there
Her
you
name
go,
is Irene.
Saint Irene. There you
go.
See, it's a thing in France. It's sort of like a second birthday, but
Yeah.
not quite as important. Anyway, the 15th of February is Saint Claude's Day.
Oh.
Now, Claude Guéant, his interior minister, came out with a very controversial comment last weekend about civilization, so he probably won't pick that. Then the following week, you've got the 22nd of February, which is Shrove Tuesday, Mardi Gras, Pancake Tuesday. He's not going to do that. It's not serious enough. You've got what else is there? The 23rd, which is St. Lazarus Day, and St. Lazarus is probably the most famous person in history to be resurrected, so he doesn't want that image either. So it's actually
That
pretty...
could be a good one, no?
Well, I
He's
don't know.
come down in the polls and then he might...
He probably doesn't really want to admit to the fact that he's been dead politically for a while. I don't know. In any case, St. Julia's Day, and his daughter is St. Julia, is the 16th of February. So perhaps it could be St. Julia's
Is
Day.
our
because
money on the 16th then?
I think our money's on the 16th.
All right, we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to
Fingers
wait and
crossed.
see.
More Socialist Party music. Goody. We love these.
We do.
Any more armed movements tonight, James?
All right. Well, you see, we were talking about this last night, and we were talking about it a lot recently. The socialist campaign slogan for the election. So they have a funky little arm movement.
Le
changement, c'est
c'est
maintenant.
maintenant.
There was a video going viral about that. Change is now. And then yesterday, and the media's all over it, they released their official campaign song. So let's take a listen, and we'll talk about it afterwards. That's it, basically. Le changement, c'est maintenant. There you have it. And so essentially what a lot of people are saying is it's fluff. There are no ideas in this song. It's samey. There's no real content. It's tugging at your heartstrings and it's quite emotive. But at the end of the day, it's not really saying anything.
It's a campaign theme tune, though. It's not supposed to be a ballad about what the Socialist Party's going to do in France.
This is where it's interesting, right? Because we've become used to those sort of campaign tunes where it's all about, emotions and getting people to kind of sing along. Go back to 1977, and it was a very different kettle of fish in the Socialist Party. Let's take a look at this particular piece of music. It was the title is very similar, Changer la vie, so the whole idea of change is still in there. But the song spoke about women's rights. It spoke about freeing ourselves from the dictatorship of money, to be men and not tools of the system. So it was a very politically engaged, ideas-driven song. So this was the Socialist Party of the 1970s, just about 10 years after the sort of 1968 riots, when the Socialist Party was still sort of quite anti-establishment. The Mitterrand era hadn't come along yet, the 1980s. So basically, we've gone from tough to fluff in 35 years, and campaign tunes have really changed utterly in the meantime. And I suppose there's much more window dressing in politics now as opposed to battle of
Everything's
ideas.
analysed by people like you, James. That's why.
It. It's being emptied of all meaning.
All right, and talking of which, another government gaffe. Well, it's more like a cat fight, isn't it, between Government Minister Nadine Morano and the leader of the Green Party, Eva Joly. They really don't like each other.
They don't like each other, and it's not new that they don't like each other. Now, this is Eva Joly, right? She is the Green Party candidate. We have a photo of her here for the presidential election. Now, Nadine Morano, on the other hand, is this particular politician who is winking.
Is she the one with the motorbike?
I'm not sure. I didn't know she had a motorbike. Maybe she does.
She had the bodyguards on motorbikes. Who
she has that. That's
ran
right.
into a
That's
pedestrian.
Nadine. She's shall we say gaff prone?
Gaff prone
Gaff-prone
Nadine.
politician. Now, what she said in an interview with Le Parisien, or at least what she said was picked up in Le Parisien, was. Eva Joly's problem is her accent. Is not her accent, because Eva Joly is Norwegian and is known for having an accent, and sometimes that
French,
becomes.
though, doesn't she?
She speaks excellent French. She said her problem isn't her accent; it's a physical problem. She needs to sack her publicist, and then she decided to have a go at Ségolène Royal, who is pictured here. She's the total opposite of Ségolène Royal, who in 2007 even had plastic surgery and had her teeth redone. So she started commenting essentially on the image of these two women. Eva doesn't look after her image enough. Ségolène went off and had plastic surgery. It's kind of a bit
what does
catty,
this
isn't
say
it?
for feminism in France when you've got female politicians attacking each other over their appearances?
It's a bit of a schoolyard scrap, isn't it? It's not very dignified for
It's not very
for female
dignified at all.
politicians. But
Unlike Media Watch.
I will point out
Yes.
that she said that the whole thing was exaggerated by politicians
they always
or
say
by the
that,
media.
don't they?
By the media.
All right, they always say that, don't they, James? All right, many thanks indeed,
Thanks, Laura.
James Creedon there with Media Watch. Now, we're going to go to web news now because details are difficult to verify in Syria as the crackdown continues. Increasingly, then, we're dependent on so-called citizen journalists to document the violence. That's one of the stories in tonight's programme.